My name is Tyler. We're here at Killarney Lake Boat Works. We've just come and picked up a 1950s Century. This boat came from Lake of the Woods. As you can see, she's in pretty hard shape, but over the years, some of the planking is just rotted away. We're going to be assessing after it thaws out. We're in a really nice shop right now. It's heated, so it's going to thaw out. We're going to do some detailed look at the boat. This boat has a plank side and a Wes Epoxy bottom. This is kind of like a case in point to just really reference how superior those Wes Epoxy bottoms are, because this bottom on this boat looks fantastic. The rest of the boat looks like it's literally gone to Afghanistan and back. So looking at the boat, all the hardware is here. When we picked up this boat, we picked it up in a place called Toulon, Manitoba. The boat originally came from Lake of the Woods. In the early 2000s, this boat actually won second place at the Kenora Boat Parade. And that's actually kind of like a pretty big feat coming from a family of wood boaters. My dad came third place a few times and second place at the Aurelia Boat Show at Port of Aurelia. So looking at this boat, it kind of speaks to me. I look at it and I think of being up in Muskoka at Gravenhurst for the boat show in Muskoka. All the hardware is here. It's really unique. The former family who owned this boat was the Eaton's family, the department store family. So looking at the boat, there's a lot of history and Canadian history. It used to be called at one time Miss Kenora, and once we restore it, and if we do choose to restore it, we're planning on naming it after one of the local veterans in Killarney. And all the boats we do, going forward, we're naming them after veterans who've passed away in our community. So stay tuned. We're going to let this boat sit in here for a couple of days. We're going to let it bake and dry out, and it's going to be fantastic. We're going to go from the stern of the boat right to the front of the boat. We're going to look at all the interesting things in this boat once everything thaws out. Stay tuned. Okay, guys. So looking in here, we have the cockpit right here. It's got cool, unique cushions inside. You can see the original teak is still good here. I'm actually thinking about on the actual trip back, we're going to probably have the windshield off, so I don't want the windshield to get damaged. I'm probably going to take this canopy off. Maybe see if I can go get it dry cleaned up here and get it washed. Yeah, other than that, it's pretty unique. We're going to get an even closer look up when we point the camera on the inside. We have all the original gauges, getting up close, looking at the gauges. Inside, there is a little bit of deterioration in here. This can be all cleaned out with a shop vac. Really not that bad. Like I told you guys before, the bottom was a 5200 / epoxy, Wes Epoxy bottom, so it held up. Look how thick quality this frame is. It's super thick stainless steel with nice pieces of tempered glass. Look at the detail on the steering wheel with the shifter over here. All these weird, unique stuff. It doesn't look like I have a key for it. Maybe it's deep in the boat somewhere. Anything is possible when you buy something like this. Looking at the front of the boat, so we have, move this out of the way. We have the original teak. All the king boards actually look pretty decent. They'll actually probably come back pretty good. This center board, though, with all those little teak strips, they need to come out. Now, I'm not going to throw them away. Some of them are actually pretty straight. If I take them and I run them into a planer, they can actually come up pretty good. So looking in at the back here, we have kind of a little walkway with this canopy system. It was actually filled with a lot of water, and I actually had to empty it all out, but it actually works pretty good. I'm actually going to see what it's going to look like if I took it off and I just put it in a washing machine with a little bit of shout it out and see how much color actually comes back, because I'd be surprised to see, what it looks like, eh? So, okay, now we're just going to move into the back of the boat and take a look. Emblem. As you can see in the front, that's the cabinetry for all the boat stowage. So we have a nice triple seat bench at the back. I actually don't think that this vent is actually factory. It doesn't look very factory to me. It looks like some kind of venting for maybe the, it looks like it's got an aluminum tank in the back, not a poly tank. Pros and cons with the poly tank stuff. The transom on it. The transom's actually in pretty good shape. The top king board is good. The planks seem pretty good. Not really much rod on them. I probably would be able to salvage this. This top teak area, she's gonna come out. Just by touching around on it. You probably could try to clean it up a little bit, but when you have fracturing like this is just deterioration. Kind of looking at the side of the hull on this side, we got like the planks are kind of bucking out. They're kind of seeing better days, but I thought this was kind of really unique. It's like a beautiful Century decal just tucked away. Okay, as we move to the front, so we have our bow skeg. The bow skeg's actually in really good shape. With a beautiful Century like head ornament. It's got a nice eyelet cleat on the front and a nice directional which has like a solid glass in it. The stainless on this boat is actually in really good shape. I don't know if somebody maybe had replaced it over the years. Okay, now looking over to the side here, we have like I don't know what the deal is. It's been on another Manitoba boat. People like to put a rigging here, and they run their bumpers off a cleat like this, and a cleat like this, and a cleat up there. And they usually will have a front catch where it feeds back into the hull. And I guess it's to keep the bumpers stable when they're down. But for me, I just pull my bumpers out. I don't really need some kind of contraption like that. Beautiful eyelet. I haven't found the flagpole for it yet. It could still be buried in the boat. But just looking at the overall back of the boat, it's kind of unique. You know what I mean? It's kind of like a wide berth. This isn't like any normal size little runabout. This runabout is massive. Like this must be about 25 feet. Looking overview from the top going over. It's a quite a large boat. So for the motorhead people, we're gonna just open up this engine cover and we're gonna take a look. So right now we're looking at a 1950s Gray Marine 6-cylinder. I don't really know much about the motor. That's a beautiful motor. I looked up the spec on it. It's about 135 horse. This one, depending on the electrical system, looks like it's still running a generator inside of it. Very unique motor, you know what I mean? The electrical looks like it was switched over to a 12 volt though, looking at the back, just the way the coil is. Yeah, really unique, very unique. Okay, so that's for the motor side. So we're gonna come back and we're gonna take a look at the Wes Epoxy bottom. After years and years of sitting, it still looks fantastic. We're gonna go right under here. Look at that. For a boat what was sitting in a field, I bet you I could put a strong bet on it, regardless of the planks all being bucked out. I bet you this boat would float no problem. That's impressive. You know what I mean? This technology of like the epoxies and the resins to make a solid core bottom is like everything is good. Unbelievable. This has been sitting for years. Okay, let's go take a look at it from the front bow. Look how sharp everything is. There's a little bit of a wear here, but it's not changed any structuralness of the hull. This hull is tight. The idea that I was kind of floating around was I was going to take, so right here is where the hull comes up and it changes the pitch. So this is where the chine is starting on this boat. I was thinking about stripping from here up to here, going all the way back to the back of the boat, and redoing it in a marine plywood in about a 1/2 inch or 1/4 inch. And depending on how, I think it's 1/4 inch, the planking on this boat, and going through to the back of the boat, putting marine plywood. And you know, if I could actually marry it up with that that Wes Epoxy bottom, and it would be pretty nice. I wouldn't change the color scheme. I would keep the color scheme this unique blue, because I really like this blue. And I would try to like hunt down in the next few weeks or few months, like the original Century emblem to put up in the front. Now, like I thought that vinyl / painted one looked really unique, but yeah. So like looking over at this side too, when we're looking at the frames are actually pretty solid. This plank right here is obviously shot out, but yeah. Going back to when we talked about that other bumper side, this is, so they would have a line feeding back through here, going up here, here, and then back through here. And I don't know, I've only seen it on Manitoba boats. I've never seen it in Ontario, but it's kind of a cool concept. But for me, I'm a lazy man. I just go get my nice hole-through tailors and I pull them up. Well, guys, I hope you enjoyed this episode. Me going in depth from all the crevices and cracks in this hull, looking at how Wes Epoxy bottom holds up. This has probably been on since the 90s. Like I said to you, probably could put this boat in the water, it would float. Regardless of the shape of the planks, she's got some good bones on her, has a great motor, a lot of characteristic of this boat. I think she's a good candidate for being brought back to life. Very unique. My name is Tyler. I'm at Killarney Lake Boat Works. I hope you enjoyed this episode. Follow us on Instagram, YouTube. Like, share, and subscribe. Thanks.